idiots. They're so dumb. When Donald Trump tweets and says these people are not smart, that you're not dealing with the smart people, he's not joking. He's not wrong anyways. So look at the dates on the unmasking releases and on the unmasking requests. And then look at the date that they began talking. They didn't set Flynn up until after Christmas. So it wasn't until, what was it, December 28th? Was it December 28th that they had Kislyak calling General Flynn saying, hey, we really don't want these sanctions. This is going to be a bad deal for us. What are you going to do? Right? So back up a second here. On election day, you have Hillary thinking she's going to win. You have Obama thinking he's going to hand off the presidency to his predecessor, his Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton, she's going to take over. And anything that either two had done wrong, anything that either of them had done wrong in their previous lives, in their previous positions, would be covered up for because she'd be the president. She'd have a whole new reign of terror and everything else would be swept up under the rug. So any Fast and Furious, any Ukraine gate, any other spying that they have done that they're not yet being caught out for, any of that stuff would have been swept up, including Uranium One with Russia. That all would have been gone. And General Flynn knew about that stuff, but he wouldn't be able to come out and say anything about it unless somehow Hillary lost the election and General Flynn were working for Obama and Hillary and everybody else. And he'd been fired in 2014, so he had been doing Flynn Intel Group for, I guess, since 2014, for 2 years at this point in 2016. Now, Donald Trump wins the 2016 election, and on election day, right? Because that's so important to realize that on election day, that is when the unmasking request starts. That's as far back as we wanted to go in the unmasking request. The NSA says from these dates, right? It's from November 8th, 2016 to January 31st, 2017. That's the window of time that we have these unmasking requests being made. So there could be more unmasking requests. There could have been someone trying to unmask General Flynn for anything he was doing in 2016 early or 2015 or any other time. They can be doing that then. He's an American citizen. They're spying on him then. They could be spying on him before. They could be spying on us right now. So they are unmasking him between election day, when they lost, in the 31st of January. That's 11 days after Donald Trump took the oath of office. That's 11 days after Donald Trump's inauguration. They're still making requests formally. And as Mike Rogers said, right, formally, in writing, has to pertain to your job. Has to have specific impact on how you're able to do your job. And you have to know who that person is. You have to unmask them to know what the information and the intel is actually telling you. So they could have read these conversations and said, well, I don't know who the general is, but whoever this person is that's talking to the Russians is really not doing anything good for us. They didn't say that. They said they wanted to know who it was and who's he working for. And they knew. Because how else do you explain them making all of these requests, 14 requests, before the December 28th phone call? The only way that makes sense is they all knew that at some point General Flynn would be expecting a phone call, that maybe they had asked an ambassador, hey Ambassador Kislyak, would you mind making a phone call to General Flynn and asking if you guys can calm down sanctions or do anything like that? Who knows? Maybe it's not even that simple. Maybe it's more complex. Maybe it's Donald Trump wins the election. Barack Obama says we need a scapegoat. We need to deflect anything from Russia, right? Because of Uranium One, everything else. If Donald Trump has a general like Flynn, who at that point they knew was working with, and he knows all the dirt on Russia, we need to separate Trump from Flynn, which Obama tried to do multiple times. Remember, don't trust North Korean leader. Don't trust General Flynn, the 3-star general. Obama trying to sabotage Trump, thinking he's stupid. Maybe Trump is just dumb. Maybe, people are just stupid and voted with him. Maybe we can just trick him into not supporting Flynn and not going after us, right? No, there's a whole lot more to this. So they ensnare Flynn. They ride Flynn into the ground. They try to politically and personally assassinate Flynn. They try to politically and personally assassinate the president, all because they wanted to cover up their crimes with Russia, all their crimes with Crimea, all their crimes with Ukraine, and everyone else that they've done illegal business with. China, most importantly, now as we're headed into the next election, you can see kind of their projections for who they've been doing business with lately. It's been China, which is why now they're trying to run this crazy wompy election with China. Unbelievable. So they had to either impeach Trump, assassinate him politically, or otherwise remove him of office before this election. They could not allow this to happen, because what's happening now, you can see they're declassifying all the names, and all these 14 requests before the call even was made suggests that they're setting him up for a call. They're setting them up knowing, okay, we're going to have Russia and someone within the Russian government, someone in the ambassador's office, maybe the ambassador himself, make some phone calls to the campaign so that we can begin to suggest that there's collusion involved. And when we do that, we'll do two things. We'll vilify Trump's campaign and we'll vilify Russia, making them the enemy. And that's what they wanted. That's what this was. That's Obamagate.